The WWE Universe has just been rocked to its core by what many are calling the most explosive and emotionally charged reunion in the history of SmackDown. In a moment that instantly went viral across the wrestling world, Roman Reigns made his thunderous return to WWE programming, but he didn't come alone. Walking down the ramp with unmatched intensity, he was flanked by a returning Jey Uso and the monstrous force of nature, Jacob Fatu. This shocking trio marked the rebirth of what many believe is the true bloodline, sending a clear message to Solo Sikoa and his crumbling empire. Solo's reign of terror, alongside Tomatanga, Tongaloa, and Jeff Cobb, had dominated SmackDown for weeks, but all of that was shaken to the core in one unforgettable night. As Roman's music blasted through the arena, the crowd erupted into chaos. The tribal chief emerged with Jey at his right and Jacob at his left, a formation that instantly sent shockwaves through every faction watching. Reigns grabbed the mic with the confidence only a true king carries and declared, "You forgot what the real bloodline looks like. You forgot who built this empire. Tonight, we remind you." That statement sparked a series of brutal encounters. Jacob Fatu devastated Tomatanga with a devastating moonsault that looked like it broke the ring. Jey Uso delivered a superkick so brutal it sent Tongaloa crashing through the barricade. And then came the moment that redefined the entire night. Roman Reigns, in peak form, delivered a bone-rattling spear to Solo Sikoa that left the ring shaking and the crowd in awe. Backstage, cameras caught Paul Heyman frozen in disbelief, dropping his phone while watching the chaos unfold. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins, clutching the Money in the Bank briefcase, stared at the screen with concern, fully aware that his plans just got a lot more complicated. This moment didn't just electrify the WWE Universe, it changed everything. For starters, this ignites a full-scale bloodline civil war, with the Anoa'i family now split in two, headed toward an inevitable collision at SummerSlam. Paul Heyman now faces an impossible choice: will he crawl back to Roman Reigns or stand by his new recruits on Raw like Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed? Jacob Fatu, after one single appearance, has already positioned himself as WWE's most dangerous enforcer, raising questions about the power dynamics in every division. And with Roman back in action, does this pave the way for a renewed challenge to Cody Rhodes and a shot at the undisputed championship? On top of that, the alliances Heyman built could begin to fracture under pressure. Will Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed remain loyal if they sense the power shift heading back toward Roman's camp? What makes this entire story even more dramatic is what's now being confirmed behind the scenes: this return was not spontaneous. Sources reveal that Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu have been secretly training at the WWE Performance Center for months, building chemistry and preparing to strike at the perfect moment. That moment has now arrived. With Roman, Jey, and Jacob standing united, the true bloodline has risen once more. WWE's balance of power has officially been shattered, and SummerSlam just became an event that nobody can afford to miss. This is more than just a storyline, it's a war within the family, a battle of legacy, and a showdown for the soul of WWE. Subscribe now and turn on all notifications, because when these two factions collide, history will be made. Who do you think walks away from this war as the true head of the table? Let the battle begin. The WWE Universe just experienced a night that will be talked about for years, an eruption of pure chaos, emotion, and power as the most legendary reunion in SmackDown history unfolded before our eyes. In an unexpected and utterly jaw-dropping moment, Roman Reigns made his triumphant return to WWE, but this wasn't just a solo comeback, it was a declaration of war, a reminder of who truly rules this empire. Reigns wasn't alone. Walking with purpose and intensity, he was accompanied by none other than Jey Uso, his longtime bloodline partner, and the dangerous, unrelenting force of Jacob Fatu, the enforcer many feared would never step foot in a WWE ring. Together, they formed an alliance that felt like destiny, a united front that redefined what it means to be the bloodline. The return came at a time when chaos reigned across WWE. Solo Sikoa, having taken control of the bloodline in Roman's absence, was ruling SmackDown with an iron fist, flanked by his brutal faction, Tomatanga, Tongaloa, and Jeff Cobb. For weeks, Solo's crew ran unchecked, crushing anyone in their path and laying claim to the legacy that Roman had built. Meanwhile on Raw, Paul Heyman, always looking to secure power wherever it rises, was backing a new faction, Mr. Money in the Bank Seth Rollins, alongside Braun Breaker and the powerhouse Bronson Reed. The balance of WWE's power was fragile, the air thick with tension, and then, everything changed. The arena lights dropped, the atmosphere turned electric, and Roman's music hit like a lightning strike. Fans leapt to their feet as the tribal chief stepped through the curtain, flanked by Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu. The sight alone was enough to send chills down the spines of every wrestler watching. This wasn't just a return. It was a resurrection of the old ways. Of loyalty, of family, of dominance. The three men walked slowly, deliberately, down the ramp, their eyes locked on the ring where Solo and his faction stood frozen in disbelief. Roman's expression said it all. This was his kingdom, and he was here to take it back. Reigns took the mic and stared directly at Solo Sikoa before declaring, "You forgot what the real bloodline looks like. You forgot who built this empire. Tonight, we remind you." And just like that, the ring exploded into violence. Jacob Fatu launched himself at Tomatanga with a thunderous moonsault, crashing down with such impact it echoed throughout the arena. Jey Uso wasted no time, delivering a soul-crushing superkick that sent Tongaloa flying through the barricade. And then Roman Reigns, wasting no breath, speared Solo Sikoa with such force the ring ropes quaked, the mat shook, and the WWE Universe erupted into an uncontrollable roar. Backstage, cameras caught Paul Heyman witnessing it all in real time. The legendary manager dropped his phone in shock, his face drained of color. This wasn't the plan. This wasn't part of the strategy. His new alliance with Rollins, Breakker, and Reed suddenly felt very unstable. Seth Rollins, watching with steely eyes, tightened his grip on the Money in the Bank briefcase, realizing that his cash-in plans had just encountered a massive roadblock, because with Roman back, the playing field has shifted permanently. This moment wasn't just a surprise, it's a tectonic shift in the landscape of WWE. And the implications are enormous. First, this marks the official beginning of a full-blown bloodline civil war. The Anoa'i family is now split down the middle, setting the stage for an emotionally fueled, high-stakes war at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jacob Fatu vs. Solo Sikoa, Tomatanga, Tongaloa, and Jeff Cobb. A family torn apart, legacy on the line, power at stake. Second, Paul Heyman now faces the biggest dilemma of his career. Does he grovel back to the tribal chief he once worshipped, or does he double down on his new empire with Seth Rollins at the helm? There's no easy answer. Third, Jacob Fatu has instantly become the most dangerous man in WWE. With his sheer brutality and unpredictable style, he's changed the game. He's not just a bodyguard, he's a weapon of destruction with tribal pride behind every move. Fourth, the title picture is suddenly more complex than ever. With Roman back, the door to a possible rematch with Cody Rhodes swings wide open. Could we be looking at a new challenger for the undisputed championship, or perhaps a three-way clash that redefines SummerSlam? And fifth, the ripple effect. Could Braun Breakker and Bronson Reed, sensing the winds of change, abandon Heyman's ship and forge their own path? With the power balance shifting so dramatically, nothing is certain, and every alliance now hangs by a thread. What makes all of this even more incredible is the revelation from sources close to WWE's creative inner circle: this reunion didn't happen overnight. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu had been secretly training together at the WWE Performance Center for months.